Hey guys, got both dogs there. There's Bear in front of me and Angel off in the corner there. And I want to do a comparison video, and I think these are starting to, I don't know, gain a little popularity, but I know people ask these questions and I've experienced them both, so I want to do a review on the PB-2000 versus the PB-1000. And I wanted to go over the points of each and you know, different things that you guys might want to know. First of all, you know, if you guys are subscribers, you know, duals are key. If you don't have duals, you're going to get that standing wave in the room, and it's just going to really, you're going to have missing response throughout bass range. So duals are really important. So if you're trying to decide whether you're going to get one PB-2000 or two PB-1000s, definitely the two PB-1000s. Definitely. You'll get more out of it. Now, if you can eventually get a PB-2000 and then get another one and have duals, sure, do that. But, you know, only if you can for sure do it. Because in the meantime, you're going to be missing that bass response. So, for sure, two are the way to go. So, the PB-2000s are, they're full range, in my opinion. The PB-1000s, they start to taper off right around 21 hertz, and they get a little bit quieter, and then when you get to 19 hertz, that's when they really fall off. So there's a little bit of a dip and then down there, but up into that point, up into 21 hertz, it's slowly getting a little bit louder as you go deeper in my room. So I really like that response, and you can see the graphs on this on my website. I actually did the PB-1000 versus the PB-2000, and I put up some graphs so you can see the actual response difference. And you know, the PB-2000s will be elevated slightly in that graph. Don't really read too much into that. One volume was recorded and another volume was recorded. They'll both produce about the same volume if you adjust it that way. So it's just you'll get a little bit more response and you'll have more headroom with the PB-2000s. So you can check that out. I'll say that the PB-2000s, they have more power. Instead of 300 watts RMS and 700 watt peak of the PB-1000s, the PB-2000s are 500 watts RMS and 1100 watts peak. So they're more confident, and they have less cone area, or they have more cone area, so they don't have to work as hard for the same amount of bass response. And so that's the headroom I'm talking about. They'll go much louder. Now, do I listen to these louder than I did the PB-1000s? No, not at all. Same. I keep them adjusted the same. It's just these have a little more fullness to them. They're not working as hard, and they go deeper. They go deeper than I can hear. These will go down to 14 hertz in room. Now, I couldn't measure that by just putting on a frequency sweep and hearing it, because I stopped hearing right around 17 hertz. But I measured it with Room EQ Wizard, and sure enough, it didn't taper off till about 14 hertz. That's impressive. That's well below what I can hear. So another thing is the size differences. The PB-1000s are obviously smaller. I don't have them here with me, but they are smaller, and so much smaller that I would definitely go with those over these. I'd still go with these. You know, it's worth the extra like inch and a half or whatever it is wider. No problem. And these I really like because if you can see, they're about level with my entertainment center, and that's with the SVS feet, the isolation feet I've got on there. I really like those. I didn't have them for the PB-1000s, and I kind of wish I did, but they really they clean it up a little bit. Some songs are a little bit cleaner now because it's not sitting hard on the floor. It's isolated. Those subs will move around now, and so I don't know. I like that. But if you know, it's nice and flat with the entertainment center, and it sits just right. There's a lot of the other subs on the list, on the best subwoofers list. They're a lot deeper. You know, they'll come out a bit further, including the PB-12 Plus and the PB-13 Ultra. They're a lot bigger than these, and so these are kind of a great living room subwoofer. Of course, the PB-1000s are smaller and you know, not as deep, but as far as the bigger subs go, the PB-2000s do have that advantage. They fit quite nicely, at least in my opinion. Maybe your significant other may not agree, but I think they fit quite nicely in a mixed-use room like this. Not that bigger subs won't look good, but I don't know, just kind of like the Goldilocks size. But anyway, you know, and so the difference, the price difference is about 550 bucks or so. You know, I know how YouTube videos go, they may change in the future, whatever, but you know, the price difference is about 500 bucks. And so is it worth it in my opinion? In my opinion, yes, it's worth it if it's not going to hurt. You know, if that extra 500 bucks means you're not going to be able to pay your rent or something like that, yeah, maybe stick with the PB-1000s. But if you can afford it, if you can do it, I think it's worth the upgrade to go to the 2000s. It's just a little bit more, I don't know, like I said, a little bit more headroom. Definitely nothing missing in depth. It goes deeper than you can hear. So, I mean, these would have to be my favorite sub so far of anything on the list or anything, just because of that. They're just right at that value point where you're getting all the full range performance, plenty of power, all that stuff, and really nothing you don't need, you know, like the variable ports and stuff like that. Those are nice features, but for me, I find that I never mess with that. I set it up in one configuration and I'm done. So, you know, in the future, I'm sure I'll review a PB-12 Plus, Ultra, and a lot of the other subwoofers that are out there in the market that I like. And I'll tell you right now, almost 99% of the time, I will set the port configuration and leave it alone, just because I'm going to like it one particular way. Now, if you really want that adjustability, go for it. But I'm just saying, in terms of value, these make a lot of sense. And lastly, you know, a couple of things you do get extra with these. You know, like the plug is a little bit more substantial. It's a three-prong plug. Can't talk. Whereas the PB-1000s is more of a economy plug. It's just a two-prong plug, and it doesn't make a difference in the way it sounds. No, it's just a little bit more, I don't know, a little more substantial. And you know, also with the, you know, the PB-1000s, I think are the only SVS subs, maybe the SB-1000s, but the only subs that don't come with a metal grill. Well, of course, the cylinder subs, they don't have a grill, they're downward firing, but all the rest of the ported subs, or all the rest of the SVS subs, they have the metal grills, which are kind of cool. I like them. They're curved, and you know, it's just a different look. But the PB-1000s have just a traditional mesh grill with a wood frame around it. You know, again, the PB-1000s are the economy subwoofer in the SVS line. I say economy because they are not an economy sounding sub. And if you can't quite afford the PB-2000s and you go with the PB-1000s, I don't mean to imply that you're going to be, you know, it's going to be bad. They're excellent subs. And particularly in a dual configuration, I don't know, it's awesome. They're great subs. So, you know, it's not that you'd be missing much if, you know, PB-1000s were all you could do. More to the point, do dual subs. Don't do a single. You know, it doesn't matter how big and powerful a sub is, a single sub cannot knock down the single standing wave. You need two subs to do that, and it sounds so much better when you do that. So, anything else I'm trying to think of? Let's see. You know, really the point of this video is that I don't think anyone would really be disappointed with the PB-1000s, especially in a dual configuration. You know, I've called those the smartest buy in bass, and I still back that up 100%. They're the least expensive entry point into what I consider quality subwoofers, and that's subwoofers that, you know, really give authority all the way down to the low 20s, and do it with plenty of room to spare. Don't make a bunch of bad noises and stuff like that. It's really an art to get this stuff right. You know, it really is a challenge, but they did a really good job with the PB-1000. I think it's an excellent subwoofer. Yeah, I prefer the PB-2000. I really do. It's what I would go with. You know, if I had to scrap everything today and buy it all myself and set up my own system, and this channel was gone, I wasn't going to do subwoofer reviews anymore, these are the subs I would get if I could. And if I couldn't, I'd get the PB-1000s. And Much beyond that, what would I get if I had a $4,000 base budget and stuff like that? Not really sure yet, but I know that for the price and for the money and also for the upgradability, that's one thing that SVS is really good about. I'm an SVS affiliate, the first one, so that's kind of cool. But one of the reasons I wanted that was because I can tell you guys, hey, these are great, these are awesome, and you guys can order a set, right? If you don't like them, it's money back guarantee. And you don't pay shipping either. So you don't pay shipping to get them, and if you don't like them, you don't pay shipping to send them back. So for me, that was one of those points that I was like, I really like that. I really like that they're structured that way. And the other cool thing they do with the Bill of Rights is that, let's say you had the PB-1000s and you wanted to upgrade, you can do that within a year. You can call them up and say, yeah, I'd like to upgrade. Of course, if you're within the 45 days, it's, you can just upgrade any time. But if you have the PB-1000s and it's like 9 months or 10 months or whatever, and you decide, you know what, I've got some extra money, I want to upgrade to the PB-2000s or whatever, you can call them and you get full, retail price that you paid. You get that towards whatever subs you want or towards whatever, product you want. And, it's full price. And so if you paid $950 for a pair of PB-1000s and you want to get a set of PB-2000s, that full $950 is applied. The only difference is in that scenario, that's the one time SVS asks you to pay for shipping. But still, you don't have to go on Craigslist. You don't have to do anything to try and sell them off to get what you want. You can just trade them back in within a year. That's pretty awesome. And so, I'm obviously an SVS fan. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone now. But it's just one of those things that kind of, I don't know, those kind of options are just really nice. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I feel like I had something I was going to say, but now, of course, I've lost it. But anyway, guys, that's just my thoughts on the PB-1000 versus the PB-2000. I've heard back for some people that got the PB-1000s, and they're like, dude, you did not need to suggest the PB-2000s because the 1000s are way more than I could ever need. Okay, and there are some people that feel that way, absolutely, and it really depends on your personal needs. So that's a consideration. The PB-1000s in a dual configuration are going to rock. So take that into consideration when you're looking at all these things. But really, for me, I really do prefer the PB-2000s. And another thing too is to consider getting the SVS feet. I've got them on there now, the isolation feet, and it really doesn't look like I've got anything special in terms of isolation. But you can take those subs and wiggle them around because they're on those isolation feet, and so it doesn't transfer as much to the floor. And what that does is you get more bass response. I actually had to turn the subs down a little bit after installing those to get them back to where I wanted the bass. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, that's just kind of my digest on this. I'm going to try and do this with everything I review and kind of give you guys the differences and the verses and all that stuff. And hopefully that helps you guys in the decision-making process. I know it's like you imagine, oh, I'm going to need this, I'm going to need that. And if I can give you guys some input and some feedback on what I've experienced and what I think, you would need and what you would want, all that stuff, glad to help. That's kind of what this channel is there for. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Bear says hi, Angel says hi, and please subscribe. Thanks.